Fine. The domain data analytics and what all we are going to learn over here. So I'll just give you a quick overview. So basically, what is data analytics? Data analytics is a process of, it's a process of gathering the information from the different sources, like collecting the data, and then we'll be adding those to, the organizational decision making. That is called as data analytics. And over here in the data analytics, okay, from past 2 days, the Suma is attending. That's great. So here in the data analytics, what are the tools and technologies we are going to learn, and what it is exactly? See, here we have to understand about the data is nothing but it is a informations which is useful for the business, for an organizations, to take up our decisions, right? So this is the main importance of the data analytics. And apart from that, in the analytics, there are few terminologies which we have to understand. That is, what is data analysis, data analytics, and data professional will do. Okay, so this will help us to understand what is analysis means. It's just a deep diving more into the data, in the sense what are the attributes we are having, what are the metrics we are having, and what exactly the data trend it is moving on, right? So these are all the aspects what we have to learn and we have to understand in our coming classes, right? So it is also called as examining the data, that is exploratory data analysis. Okay, and again, when it comes to the data analytics is a process of gathering the information and then transforming that data into the insights, right? Transforming the data into the insights and making them visualizations. These are used by the tools and technologies, like we'll be using the spreadsheet, Excel, the Power BI for visualization, Python for data cleaning, and SQL for query rating. So these are all the tools and technology. Using them, we'll be able to make the decisions, right? So this is called as data analytics. And the data analyst we are having, data analyst is a profession. Data analyst is a profession who will be working both for data analysis and also for the analytics, right? So, and again, this is a profession in the sense like we guys, so these are the data analyst. And also data profession. In the data, what are the professions we are having? We have three professions. One is with the data analytics, data scientist, and data engineer. Okay, so in the next slide, we'll understand what is the difference between these three domains. And also we have to understand what are the domains this data is affiliated for, or implemented for, integrated for. This is included in all the domain like healthcare, finance, banking, retail, e-commerce, right? Educational sector, telecom industry, and product-based IT, non-IT, all the sectors, the data is very important. Without data, no business operates, no organizations operates, right? So these are the aspects what we have to concentrate on. So now, once it is done, right? So what is the difference between analyst, scientist, and also data engineer? So basically, analyst, we know that he's a person, he'll be using the tools and technologies like Excel, right? And he'll be using the Python, okay? And he'll be using the Power BI. Power BI, and he'll be using the SQL, right? SQL, and to maintain the version control, he'll be using the Git and GitHub, right? So Git and GitHub. So these are the tools and technologies used by the this one data analyst to drive the instances or to drive the insights from it. So we'll be using these particular tools and technologies to overcome all the business problems, whatever it raised of. And when it comes to the scientist, what is the important aspects over here? So along with that, roles and responsibility, they'll be learning more into machine learning and the statistics. Okay, so here this is one of the important core benefit of the scientist and the analyst. What is the difference between the scientist and the analyst? So once after the scientist learns about the data analyst, they'll be upgrading into the analytical, that is machine learning, so that they can deep dive and deploy the things very easily and automatically for the cleaning and whatever it might be, right? The business requirement. So this is called as data scientist. And when it comes to the data engineer domain, they completely work with the cloud platforms, and they will be, working for converting the raw data into the direct dump for the SQL servers or else any kind of the data warehouses. There are Snowflake, there are MySQL, there are NoSQL. It depends on the organizational tech stacks what they are using to store the data. So in that, the dumping and performing the ETL. ETL means extraction, transformation, and load. The process they'll be running on. So that is called as data engineer domain, right? So these are the differences between the three domains. One is analyst, scientist, and engineer. So any doubts in this so far? And here are the tools and technologies used by them. Okay. As I told you, the machine learning tools like TensorFlow and Jupyter. So these are all the tools, and engineers will be using Hadoop, Spark, and SQL as a warehouse. And there are many warehouses, the competitive warehouses. So it depends on the organizations will be writing. But for every tools will be having the same query languages with the same keywords. So if you learn one SQL language, so that is more than enough, right? And now we have to understand what are the types of data analytics we are having. So we have descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive, and prescriptive. Four kinds of main analytics we are having. So what are these basically, right? So here descriptive analytics means the whatever the analytics we do for the past data, the previous data, we call it as descriptive. And what had happened in the past and before what happened, so the trend analysis we make, right? The process is called as descriptive. And also we'll be having the diagnostic analysis. What is diagnostic? Diagnostic means we'll be having the finding of the reasons for all the kinds of analytics is called as diagnostic, in the sense why did happen, what happened, when happened, and how, why, the kind of questioning, right? So that process is called as diagnostic analytics. So most probably the analyst role is to perform on the diagnostic analysis and also the descriptive analytics. Okay. So when it comes to the data scientist, he'll be working more concentratedly on prescription and also the predictive analysis. So here predictive analysis means, so what likely to be happen in the future, right? The prediction, the word says that predict the future. So when it comes to the predicting of the future, so we will be predicting by writing the algorithms, by writing the ML operation, by rectifying the statistics within that. So these are the things what we are going to make it. Right, so here this is called as predictive analytics. And when it comes to the prescriptive analytics, so here it is nothing but whatever the plans we make for a project, so that has to be taken into an action, that is called as prescriptive analytics. Okay, So these are the types of analytics what we are having on the current. So apart from that, in the data only there are of two types. One is the qualitative, quantitative, right? And the qualitative data means it is a data which can't be measured in terms of number is called as qualitative, right? Quantitative means which can be measured in terms of numbers. So basically in data there are of two types, only qualitative and quantitative data. And apart from that, we have here
Quality,
yes,
qualitative data is ordinal data.
yes, it's an ordinal data in the sense which is in the form of characteristics. We call it as ordinal data. Right? So now what happens? So here again, the qualitative is nothing but is this, you can see that it is a textual data or observations what we make. This is called as or like qualitative data, which will be in the terms of characteristics or collection of strings, we can call it as. Apart from that, we are having the quantitative, which can be measured in terms of numbers, the statistical models can be done. And along with that, we are having with the confirmatory analysis and also the exploratory analysis, in which we'll be having discovering the patterns, trends, and also testing the hypothesis, right, with the data. So these are all comes into the picture for this analysis. And yeah, so here let us discuss one of the projects. How does it goes? Suppose you'll be hired as a data analyst for any kind of telecom industry or the product-based industry. Now the problem arises. The customers are reducing in the organizations, right? So if in case you wanted to collect the data or you wanted to solve the problem, how do you do that? There are step by step you have to follow accordingly. So here there are the five steps you have to follow. The first number one is data collection. Like first you'll analyze what kind of customer they are, the demographic analysis you'll make, and the data usage, and what are the complaints we are getting, why they are losing. The problem is the reduction of the customer for the business is the problem. So to avoid the reduction, we have to analyze the customers, right? The customer behavior analysis is very peak. It will be like with the minor changes, there'll be shifting for one brand to another brand, one network to another network. So it happens. It is a human behavior. So in which they are comfortable with, they'll be switching to that, right? So, but we have to analyze to keep up our brand at the top. We have to make sure that according to the mindset of the customers, we have to provide the services along with, right? And we have to analyze what kind of products or according to the region wise the customers are interested in, right? So these are the things. And along with that, once the data is collected, we have to clean that data, and analysis has to be done for the same, right? So analysis in the sense you'll be identifying all the solutions for the problems, and then you'll make a predictive analysis. So predictive analysis is nothing but it's a machine learning. As a part of data analytics, you'll not be doing that, but you'll be finding the business insights and you'll make the visualizations, right? So these are the steps what in the real time you'll be working for. So this will be your roles and responsibilities in the real time. The one, it starts with the data collections and data cleaning and data analysis and data uh, insights creation and also the dashboard creations. These includes your roles and responsibilities in the domain of data. Okay. So here it's not so easy that seeing the data collection, cleaning of the data. So there will be a lot of informalities in the data, like cleaning of the data, handling the missing value, how do you handle, how do you prepare the reports, right? For preparing what are the interactive way you create. So you create dashboards via Power BI or Tableau, or else you can use the Looker, the visualizations tools. So these are the competitive tools which works for the visualizations purposes, right? So you have to rectify all those things and you have to make a performance accordingly. These are the life cycle of the data analyst. It starts with the collection, cleaning, analysis, modeling, deployment, and also monitoring and optimizations. So once you are done with the dashboards, it's not like work done. You have to continuously monitor the data because that data can also affect the current flow. So always monitoring the previous records are very important. And once it is done, the domain, I'm not sure about your profiles, everyone. So if you're fresher or working professionals. So for freshers, so you can apply for the junior data analyst kind of role who are looking for 1 to 2 years of experience in it with the projects making and analytical thinking. So these are the few job titles like reporting analyst, data analyst, business intelligence, reporting analyst and financial analyst, operation analyst. I told you it is related to all the domain, IT and non-IT for both sector. So these are the things you can opt for. So it will be helpful, right? Risk analyst, and also you can switch your career once the data analyst is done. The next career path will be the data engineer and data scientist. So here basically what are the tech stacks we are going to learn? We will be learning the Excel, right? The spreadsheet we will be learning, and the latest version of the Excel is Microsoft 365. And along with that, we will be learning the programming language, the Python programming language we'll be using. And after that, we are learning the dashboard, that is with the SQL dashboard. Database, the SQL we will be using. And for dashboard and visualizations, we'll be learning the Power BI. And the version control system will be using the Git and GitHub, right? And along with that, anyone, right? There are public cloud providers like GCP, AWS, and Azure. So in these three, we have to learn one AWS cloud because nowadays every IT sector are switching for the cloud environment to store their data. So that's why if we learn the navigations in any one of the cloud and add that in your projects, so then that would be the great benefits for you to make a note, right? So these are the aspects. So any doubts in this? Any questions or doubt? Everyone? Uh, Ashish, Narasimha, and Suma. Okay, no doubts. Ashish?
Well,
So basically, the batch will be starting from Monday. So it will be starting from Monday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And for you, everyone, the recordings will be provided from the management. And also, there is a placement assistance as well from the DURGASOFT management. And along with that, so here you can see for the data analytics, I have notes on a day-to-day wise it will be prepared of, and also here for the previous batch I have been taken the projects for them. Okay, so how to integrate the analytics with the website and by the Google Analytics and the Looker visualization. This is the projects what we are dealing with, and this is about the projects and what are the outcomes they are going to gain with the project and expected outcomes. So here for them, so hence everyone are new to the web development and website. So how important the website is, because see, you will, if in case you hired for Target or Amazon or Flipkart or any kind of e-commerce or retail companies, so it is very important to update the strategies on websites because it has to attract the users, the devices which they are using. So these are the data, right? So which we want to opt for, which is very important, right? So we will not get live access of the any website which is on already. So what we can do for the practice purpose in analyzing the things what goes on the analytical domain. So first we'll purchase one domain and we'll host one portfolio kind of websites in the name of the students, right? So once it is done, we will host that via GitHub pages because it is a free hosting platform. We can host our domain, all right? Once we host that, so we can integrate our website engagement with the Google Analytics. So analytics, we can make it out there for the websites. Once we do that, we have to go for the next phase, that is Looker visualizations, like presenting the insights from the Google Analytics data, whatever we get from. And then we have to make a documentations for that, showing the entire end-to-end workflow. Okay, so these all are you have to update in your resume so that you be like a unique participant out of the crowd if you answer all these questions by understanding all the topics, right? So these are the expected outcome from all the projects what we are going to learn, right? So any doubts in this so far? And the notes will be provided for you with the screenshots, right? So on a day-to-day basis, notes will be given to you. So it's just like a demo. So I'll just share the link with you once the registrations are done with the management. So we can go ahead with all the documentations accordingly, right? So any doubts so far? Okay, so and the recordings will be given, all the class notes will be provided for you, videos recorded also will be given. So the timing will be 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. daily, Monday to Friday. And Saturday, Sunday is a practicing days for you. So you can practice accordingly. And this courses will take time to complete 45 to 60 days of time durations. And yeah, these are the things what we are having. So apart from that, any doubts or questions?
60 days to cover these levels.
Yes, 60 to 70 days we can complete our sessions. It takes complete 2 months of time, yeah.
Yeah, actually, SQL means we have multiple SQL languages are there, right? Like MySQL and
Yes,
SQL like that.
yeah. So we are learning here MySQL.
Okay, and what are the chapters we can cover in Python?
In the Python, for data analytics, the very important libraries to learn is Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So basically, to learn these libraries, we required like the basics knowledge to intermediate knowledge of the Python programming, like variables, data types, conditional formattings, and operators, and also we have to understand the looping concepts, functions, right? So these are the concepts which is very important for us to get into directly to the libraries which is related to the data analytics.
Okay, can we have any short session after when we join after that, like how to connect with MS SQL as well? Why? Because if we know that MS SQL connecting with Python to collect the data.
Yeah, in the sense you're asking for connecting with the SQL server to the Python
Yeah.
for the data cleaning, right? Yeah, that can be done. So here what happens, so one thing we have to have an access of the SQL server, and then with the proper login credentials we can make out. So yeah, we can do that in everything in our live sessions, in the Monday sessions, right?
Okay. Could we cover with this Power BI and Power BI also?
In the sense you are looking for the demo class for that, or else like you wanted to know what are the topics we are
Yeah.
covering
And
in
what
that.
are the topics we can cover in this after joining?
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me share you with the syllabus copy. I think, yeah. So the topics are like, so here from Excel, from starting from basics to intermediate and advanced level, we are having design with our syllabus. And then in the SQL, so what we are learning? So we are learning the databases, the types of database, and what are the types of operators we are having, and all the languages like DDL, DML, DQL, and TCL, DCL, everything we are going to practice. Along with that, we are having the human readable and SQL engine readable languages of query. So how it initiates and how we write the query, that is the very important we have to understand. And along with that, the group by aggregate functions and the constraints, joins, DDL, DML, TCL, yes, indexes, view, and store procedure functions, and union and intersect and subqueries, and exceptional handling and the triggers. Okay, so these are the topics what we cover in the SQL, and I'll give this URL to you in the chat. You can have a reference of it over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, in the chat I have given the URL, so you can save that for the later references. And now in the Power BI, when it comes to the installations and then loading of the data in the multiple sources, and then dashboard creations with the animation visuals, right? And also the artificial intelligence integrations to the Power BI and creating the visuals, querying, modeling, right, and DAX expressions. And finally, we are learning with the Power BI services. Hence, I told you for to learn these libraries in the Python. So these are the basics to intermediate level. We should have a knowledge about the Python, from variables, data type, what are the operators and sequences, and also we have to understand how the modules works, how the packages works, how the looping concepts, lambda functions, and also the functions works within the languages, right? So once we are thorough with that, so it will be helpful for us to understand the Python language, that is for data cleaning, pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. Along with that, here, I think in the syllabus we haven't mentioned, we'll be learning the Git and GitHub. Why? Because we have to control the versions of the analytics what we make, correct? So for that, to record the data and to show, like store the data and to prepare a portfolios, we'll be using the GitHub account. Why? Because it will be easy for us to share our domain to the recruiters, and also it will be helpful for us to notify our projects and the works to the viewers, that is, it might be the organizations, to see your contributions towards this domain. They evaluate whether you are a right candidate for the places or not, right? To prove your potential skill. So one showcase platform, we can tell it as a GitHub, right? So, and along with that, we will be learning the prompt engineering in our classes, how to write the prompts to get what results, right? So AI and introduction to machine learning, what is network, what is deep learning, what is computer vision, robotics. So like these are the types of AI and ChatGPT architecture. So we will learn this theoretical class, and also we'll learn very important, that is prompt engineering, which is very important for us, right? So these are the context what we are going to learn in our 60 days of duration. So these are the things. Yeah. Any doubts?
So of course, yeah. Uh, in this, we have the fundamentals of Python is there.
Mm-hmm.
Fundamentals of Python may so search this one. Okay, okay. Got it.
Okay. So if there is no questions or doubts, we can wind up for the sessions. So from Monday, so there will be a paid link and there will be a live classes like same how we are learning now. So it starts with the Excel. Okay. So we'll start with our Excel and meanwhile, the topic will be covering the projects also. What are the access you'll be getting? The one thing you'll be having the syllabus with you. The second, the notes documentations will be with you. And apart from that, you'll be having the recorded link. So, and the WhatsApp group will be created for the communications on a day-to-day wise, whatever the doubts it might be, anything. So, these are the privileges what you'll be getting. Along with that, the job assistance also given by the, it's not like a guaranteed one. So they will be having lots of client who are tied up now for the DURGASOFT management. So they will be providing the placement assistance for the suitable candidate who is graduated or who took course from the DURGASOFT, right? So these are the things. Apart from this, any doubts or questions you can ask me. So we have 2 minutes to go. Yes.
Yes, no, I have cleared it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So Ashish and Suma.
No doubt.
Okay, fine then. So, great. It was nice talking to you, Ashish, Nasim, and Suma. So, we'll connect on Monday. So, thank you so much for your time, for joining and being with us for this time. So, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, we'll connect on Monday. Thank you.